Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We just don't see a lot of price movement at the moment. Yeah, Bitcoin is hardly moving at all. Still want to give you a quick update and the latest movements that have happened here on the hourly chart. First of all, we are still in this 5-wave move to the downside in my opinion. So it would mean we see another dip after possibly another move to the upside. So short-term upside, very possible, I think actually quite likely, especially as long as, and always important to listen to the condition, as long as we hold the critical level at $19,750. That is really a critical level. When that one drops, I think we are going to head down lower and this short recovery might already be over. We've now tested various times this resistance box here, or this target box, yeah, which we came into for the first time actually here on the 27th of September. Back then I told you that it's not guaranteed that we already come down. It could very well be we see an extended correction to the upside, and that is what we are currently seeing here. If we zoom in now, because generally there isn't much more to talk about that we haven't talked about yet anyway, because Bitcoin is hardly moving, we can see that there are different counts possible, but one that I'm in favor of really is this one here, where we say that we are in this WXY pattern, which eventually would take us down once more. So wave W, wave X, wave Y. This is a corrective wave pattern. So the wave W consists of 3 waves, the wave X consists broadly speaking of 3 waves, and the wave Y. So they are all corrective waves, which means it is hard to interpret that price action. It really is hard. If you don't get an impulse and a correction, it really is hard, and that doesn't really give us a reliable wave pattern. And therefore, different wave counts are possible at the moment. But one that I'm in favor of is this one. Again, WXY, and in the wave X, we have another WXY pattern. That's possible. And in the Y wave, we have to deal with this A, B, C. And it's interesting now to look at this C wave update. Now, again, it's now we see some red candles again, but the point is that we've got here something really going on like a triangle. We're just coming down to support. Important to understand that we've got 2 key levels here now. We've got the, let me move that here. We've got the 19,850 level and 19,750 level, the wave A low. So if we lose the wave C low, first of all, it would already be an indication that this triangle is breaking to the downside, but without the confirmation, the break of the wave A low, we don't know, yeah? This would be an invalidation of the triangle actually, because normally you would expect that we are pushing higher in a wave, after wave E bottoms out, okay? Important to understand is that I think in this move to the upside, one possible interpretation at least is that we've got a 5-wave move. So this was in the C wave. The C wave is a 5-wave move. That we've seen a wave 1, we've seen a wave 2, we've seen the wave 3. Now we are in a 4th wave, and there will be a 5th wave to the upside. It is, again, while other counts are possible, for a long sideways movements in a wave 4, like a triangle, they are not unusual in crypto, and therefore I'm going with this option. We see it across different coins at the moment. For example, XRP is doing it. I think ADA was doing one. Here Bitcoin is doing a triangle. You could even say maybe Ethereum is still doing a triangle. Yeah, so this is certainly something that we need to be aware of. And important now is to look at the subcounts here. So yeah, for me, it looks like that the wave C was possibly in. We can always double check that by taking the length of the wave A, measuring targets here. And yeah, you can see that the 61.8% extension of the wave A, that is the length, the ideal length for wave C. We moved beyond that, so it could very well have been in now. The wave D for me was not convincing in terms of length. So either I think wave D wasn't finished yet, or wave C was never finished. So So we need to have a bit of an open mind here, trying this extremely hard, not only to trade, but also to speculate in or around. And without a breakout, we don't really know in which direction it's heading, yeah? But in terms of this movement, this choppy price action, it looks like that this could be a triangle. Bear in mind, as soon as we drop below 19,850, it will already indicate that we are coming down. At the moment, there is quite a bit of downside pressure. And as long as we're holding, however, above 19,750, we can also focus on higher. So it's a bit of this, we're getting squeezed into an apex here, and we need to look at which levels get broken. I think generally it has a good chance to break to the upside. I would call this you can call it a bullish consolidation, which of course it is not guaranteed to break to the upside, but a breakout of the triangle shape here, like it is, would I think already indicate that we are coming down. So it could very well just break out of it in a wave D, do a retest in a wave E, and then move up. So targets for that between 20,600 and 20,700, or if we break above that, it could even reach to 21,770 and 21,900. But then I think it would not be a 5-wave move here. Then we'll have something bigger. For example, we would have to consider that this is just a wave 1, this a 2, and we're moving up in 3 next. But generally, I think there is a good chance to push higher here against 19,750, all whilst bearing in mind that I still primarily expect here one more low, but not necessarily immediately. I think short term there is some good potential to push higher. On the other hand, you see this ascending trend line here, which we haven't broken. We had 4 touch points here. Now, as long as we haven't broken it, there is still some downside pressure here, of course, but that could lead to a bit of a rally if we break above that as well. So 2 options really here, yeah? Either we break it, or in the short-term bullish scenario, either we break it and push higher here to the higher range, which is, we measured those targets yesterday, or we just have a bit of a wick here to the upside and reach this target area, or if it takes a bit longer, we might get into it without a problem. But yeah, it's one of the less reliable charts at the moment, Bitcoin. Still looking for some short-term upside here potentially. Will be an interesting day. Depends to a degree what the stock market does as well. There are some correlations that come and go, but there are some at the moment. So yeah, I think a lot of indecision in the market, and still generally expect another low. And at the moment there is no long-term bullishness in the chart yet. That would change above 22.1k. Very important to understand that I do expect Bitcoin to generally go into the region between 14 and 15k. In this particular scenario, there's another one where we go only to 17k, but the message here is I don't at the moment see that we can drop another, let's say 50%, as many others do, if it becomes apparent that we might do it, because at the moment you can't see it. If it becomes apparent, for example, if we have another massive stock market crash, which also isn't guaranteed, I mean, at the moment markets are recovering a bit, that could just be a year-end rally, which I do expect to continue to a degree. But as long as we don't have a massive stock market crash, I think Bitcoin can avoid, let's say, a 10k level. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.